pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approval of minutes from June 24th. Does everyone have a chance to review it?
Yes, good. So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All those opposed? Okay. That's 3-0-0. Next, public participation. We don't have any. Brendan, you want to start with your report?
Yes, thank you. Hope everyone's enjoying this heat.
What a beautiful heat.
We bottled some of it for December, January. All right. Thank you. Just a quick maintenance update. The Jacobson large area mower has been repaired. You may remember back in late May, the axle broke on it during use over at Simons Park. It was repaired and returned to us last Friday and was out cutting. Our maintenance staff has been doing a great job going out and trying to stay on top of it with the rotation of equipment that we've had. We're very fortunate to have one of our vendors have some demo equipment that they could loan us, so we had an opportunity to try out some new stuff, but also try to help us stay on top of the mowing. We were notified recently that the new Gravely ProTurn 500 mower is, I think it's a 660, I apologize. 660 is in stock and ready to be delivered this week. That is something that we had a warrant article for at Maytown meeting, so that is in. And we will be shifting. We have a 12-year-old Gravely zero-turn mower that will shift up to Simons Park for the rest of its useful life because we don't really have a dedicated mower up there. That will help the Simons staff stay on top of the lawns up there throughout the summer. And then once it's over, it's beyond repair, we'll shift it out of there. But it will get an extended life up at Simons Park for a little while. And then on July 10th, our maintenance team received a demo of the new Toro Field Pro 66040 ball field machine. This is also an item that we had been approved for at Maytown meeting, and so the Field Pro is a stand-on machine, which is a little different from our current model, which is sit-down, three-wheel machine. This one, you're upright, standing up, overlooking the playing field. The reviews from the staff were great. It allows easy on and off. It comes with a lot of equipment and options that weren't available on the ball field machine when we got it 12 years ago for that piece of equipment. So it got some great reviews by the guys. They're excited about it. We're looking at about 2 months by the time the order goes in. They're in stock, but getting it from Toro out in the Midwest and shipped here and then set up for our use. We're looking at a couple months. Which will be right on time because we're limping through the rest of the summer with our current machine. It's at the end of its life. So we're excited about that, the new equipment coming in. And then, staff continues with their seasonal maintenance duties with cutting, trimming, mulching, working on some playgrounds, the wading pool, baseball and softball fields. They're grooming for adult softball and then summer baseball and softball. And then this past week, we had the backflow device for the irrigation system at Memorial had broken and needed to be rebuilt. It was rebuilt and returned to us this week, and that was installed, or last week, that was installed at Memorial, a new irrigation clock box, so just a stainless steel box that everything sits in. The one that was installed there when the park was done over had rotted out, so we have a new stainless steel one. That one was installed. And then the crew from Simons were caught up at Simons Park, and they went over to the town common and worked on the veterans area. They edged out all the beds there, and then go back, they have to get back there and clean up all the shrubs and bushes, and then they'll mulch the beds that they cleaned up. So trying to, stay on top of things and move staff around to get the most bang for the buck. And then the seasonal staff have been assisting with bathrooms, athletic fields, with trash, and on the cutting crew. So they've been, a nice extra set of hands for our full-time staff, especially this time of year. Last week, one day, the wading pool had to be closed due to a chlorine issue. Staff spent most of the day adjusting the levels, getting them right, and the pool was open, be able to open again the next day. Talked about at our last meeting the Wildwood Park Sunshade. The project got off to a great start before hit a little speed bump. The design of the roof structure that holds the canopy on is such that it's installed by pressure, and the weight of it trying to hold everything up and balance it and stuff. We need a larger piece of equipment to do that. The contractor will be back, I believe, shortly to install that, and we'll get the rest of the summer out of it. This contractor's done a lot of work for us, always on time and ahead of schedule, even, and comes in under budget a lot as well. So it's frustrating for all of us, but I know they will make good on it. Vehicle update since our last meeting, the replacement cargo van that we went for at January town meeting is in. So that's in use. And then the accessible van that we were fortunate to be approved for May of 22, I think, at town meeting. They were making those as well. That is in as well. And our staff that has a lift in, an accessible lift, will be used by our therapeutic rec staff to go on outings, but can be used by and our other staff members in the department if needed. But we got a training on the lift in the connections into the floor and all the safety features last Friday, and a bunch of our staff attended that, so that's good. We get vehicles in all around. And then we have placed the order for the Wildmere Playground. It's been submitted. We expect delivery to take 8 to 12 weeks with installation to follow. We're hoping to have the project completed hopefully some point in September if shipping and everything cooperates, and we get that 8 to 12 weeks. Hopefully we'll be able to get it installed right after. So that's it from my end.
Quick question, Brennan.
Sure.
On the vehicle, on the van, the accessible van, how many wheelchairs can we put in there?
It can go 2 wheelchairs, but the configuration of seats all depends on how many chairs. And so I think if it's 2 chairs, we can get 2 other passengers in it, the side ones on the right. If it's 1 chair and it's up towards the front, you could get two rows of 2, so 4, and then 2 single seats, 2 more, so you could get 8 in on that. If it's no chairs, I think we can get 10 in, or 12.
I think you have 8 is the max total.
8 is
and then 6 if there's a wheelchair in.
Oh, because there's 2
Yeah.
benches, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe 8 is the max total. If there's 1 chair, 6 is the max total, if there's 1 chair in there. So, but
Where are we leaving that van? Is that up the back?
That stays at our building.
Okay. And the chair, when it comes in and out, is that, so it comes out so we can get the, where do we store
The
that?
back
Oh, it folds down?
folds down. Yep,
Okay,
the door's
good.
open.
Beautiful.
It unfolds and then lowers to the ground. There's lights on it, so loading at night, you can see,
Oh, that's
you know,
good. No,
clearly
that's-
see. Has a obvious safety belt, so it was installed, it was a shell, basically, the van. They built a floor a track system on the floor that can hold the anchors. They have the straps that go on to the mobile device and holds it in there, mobility device, wheelchair, holds it in there, and then there are seats that fold up on the side, as I mentioned, so if you don't have a chair, you can have 8 max in there. There's 3 rows of 2, and then 2 single seats. So it will be used by our therapeutic rec program with or without a
Yeah.
person needing to put a chair, a person in a chair in there.
No, we needed that bad, so that's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, a couple of questions, comments. I was over at the Rohannes Park the other day and just taking a walk around, and I noticed the ball field is all grown over. What are the plans for that? Can we use this new Toro Field Pro to get that field back in condition?
Yeah, so that's a great question. One of the items that, with the additional $200,000 for field and amenity improvements at our fields that we got, the Warren article, doing over that field. Now, the grass has grown in because once their regular season ended, we focused on keeping the fields that they were playing on open right away, and we had to move people to help mow because we were spread out with mowers where we used to have 2 big mowers going out. We have 1 big one and then a bunch of small ones, so it takes more staff. So we had to really shift a little there. But that field would be all cut out, the arc redone so that it's a nice shape. Bring in infield mix and get the levels correct. And that machine, the new machine, would be perfect for that. It does have a box blade on it, which it's like a planer blade. It distributes the high spots to the low spots as you go around in a pattern. And then it has the tines that kind of just dig in and groom it. It has some spring tines, so they're thinner like fingertips. And then it has some thicker like steel tines that really like kind of get down and break it up. So the machine is multifunctional, but yes, it would be used for that type of, and we actually got, it's a cutting wheel, so it sits on the side off of the box blade, and it gives you that nice sharp edge. What it'll do is as the weeds start to creep in, you put that line down and you follow it and you cut out everything on the inside, scoop it out, get it out of there, and then groom everything so it's nice and even.
In terms of timing, Brendan, will that be done like this year, or we're going to wait until
So
next year?
that's a perfect project. One, I hate to say it, if it doesn't start raining, we'll be able to get on to some of these projects sooner. But if we start getting rain and grass is growing again quickly, those move back down the schedule a little. But that field, the one out behind Center School, our offices, the softball field there, could use, a refresh, cutting that out again, making sure the arc is correct, and then adding some infield mix to that as well. New backstop there, those type of things.
Good, good.
Yep.
Other comment, from my email today, I was a little
Yep.
disappointed about the Wildwood
Yeah.
Park sunshade. I hope we can keep some pressure on. I know he's a good contractor, we like him,
Yes.
but, I was up there yesterday, and the kids were trying to go on the main apparatus, and they couldn't play on it.
Yeah.
And this is the time when you want to be able to take your family up and get them out of the house and run around, and we really need that.
Yeah.
It's desperately needed up there, and I'd hate to see a hot July and a hot August go by and then have it ready in September when we don't need it so much. So pressure on Brendan.
Yeah, thank you. I agree, and I will say that, the pressure's on.
Okay.
The pressure's on.
And blame me.
No, I'll take the blame. We've had conversations. He understands, and he was disappointed in himself. It wasn't like, oh, well, I can't, doing it. He took ownership of it and wants to make sure it gets done. And there's a good chance
Okay.
that it'll
Good.
be sooner rather than later.
All right. I won't say anything about the wading pool, other than there were two very young kids that were disappointed on Tuesday.
Yes,
That
I
they
know.
couldn't go in the pool.
I know
It was a
that.
hot, hot day.
Yeah, yeah, and, it happens, so, sometimes we have, have to close it down for bodily fluids that get in there and things like
Sure.
that, and that's unfortunate as well. But, there's a protocol and procedures in place to clean it, sanitize it, so that, everyone can swim
Yeah.
safely, especially over these next couple days.
The other reason why, as I said before, and I just kind of threw this out there, it'd be nice to have another pool someplace in town.
Yeah.
Instead of just having one, then it
Yep.
gets shut down and programs get shut down and,
So part of our conceptual plan for Simons Park is some additional water features up at the playground, right? Splash pad type of features.
Sure.
So you could have both. You could have the wading pool going on, but then you could also have splash features that are, whether they're spitting fountains or, little things that, sprinklers that just spritz all the time, whatever it is. But we do
well, that'd
have
be
those.
good too, because we don't have the pool available to the public when we have the programs going on until 3
Correct.
o'clock in the afternoon, so.
Correct.
And those wouldn't require as much chlorine, that's just regular water.
There is it is recirculated through a pump and through a system, so
To
I
clean
believe
it.
it has to be treated.
Yeah.
Kelly's
So
might know
Kelly's
more
looked
on that
into it, I'm
than I
sure.
do as a pool operator, so.
Oh, that's good.
Well, Kelly's going to make sure
Products
that that
facility
master
operator.
plan has those features in it, I can tell.
Yeah, well, they do
They
have them in there.
They do have it.
Yeah.
We have the conceptual plan for the playground at Simons, and they are in there.
Yep.
It's part of a broader sensory trail, looking at how we might be able to incorporate more sensory-friendly kind of elements within the playground
Yeah.
itself.
And some kids can't
It's
go in
great idea.
pools, they're afraid, or
Yep.
Yeah.
need more supervision, so
Yep.
that's good.
Which is what makes the wading pool nice, right? Because it's shallow, right? Like, at the end of the day, there are kids who like every level of that, right? So being able
Yeah.
to provide that inclusive opportunity for people to come utilize the park is what we're looking for really in that playground design as a whole.
Good. One other question before, I go. Nothing to do with your report, but I noticed that making a lot of progress on the pickleball courts over by Wegmans. How did that end up in terms of public access? Are they going to allow the public to use that at all?
So I've had some conversations, and I forget the gentleman's name, and we were going to touch base after they got further into it. So this was May, June, and I took a ride over in June. I think I went by again last week, and was it last week or the week before? Maybe it was July 5th when it was quiet, and they hadn't paved yet, so I wonder if they paved last week. They were working on it.
Yeah, I've
but
seen people working over there.
yeah, so it's for the businesses there. It's also for the housing that's up by the health club. But we did talk about the potential to secure some time, whether it be on nights or weekend or, when it's not peak time for the businesses and things there, for maybe like our Club 50 program, to have maybe an hour or two dedicated, and they can do some stuff there. Nothing set in stone yet, but it is something, they wanted to get a little further on the project. They were going to attempt to have some kind of lighting. It wasn't a guaranteed item, especially if it was going to break the budget, but possibly having something there if they could do that, if it fit into their budget. But I'll do a follow-up for the next meeting, see where
Thank you.
we're at. Yeah.
Appreciate it. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Brendan, in the essence of time, since you have to leave, do you want to cover, I don't know if you call that old business or new business, but the soccer association?
Yes. Did I skip right over it?
Yeah,
I did. Where did I skip over it?
that's right after
After
the
Bridge,
Wildwood, the Sunshade.
Oh, okay. You know what, I printed a copy before I added that in there. So thank you. Youth and Family, Burlington Youth Soccer had approached us last year about putting solar light towers up at Mary Cummings so they could get a little more use out of that area for the summer, for the fall. And, I spoke with a representative from the trustees. They didn't have an issue with it. This body approved that use. They would like to do it again this year. We have secured the 4. Last year, we were not able to secure 4 solar, and I didn't want to put, the whole idea was no gas up there or anything, that these were quieter generators and solar power. They are secured for their time that they would like up there this year. Would you like youth soccer to come in and request that again, or are you okay with the request from last year, seeing that they weren't able to even try it? So,
I don't think they should have to come back.
No,
Okay.
no, they're fine.
All right.
If you want a motion, we can make a motion to
want a
approve it.
motion?
We can approve it.
Sure, if you'd like to make a motion to approve it, so it's in the minutes and there's no questions, and it'll, be based on the fact that the trustees are still okay with it. They did have a change in the person that oversees the park. I don't think it'll be an issue, because they're only going to be used, for a limited period. I
Sure.
think it's like 45 days at the max.
All right.
Anybody want to make a motion?
Madam Chairperson, I would make a motion for the Burlington Soccer Association to have 4 solar-powered towers up at Mary Cummings Park during the nighttime hours for the rest of the season.
Second.
All right, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 300.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there anything else you need to cover, Brendan, before you have to?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. So Kelly, do you want to go to your assistance report? Sure.
So since we last met, the program and TR teams have put together the staff orientation. They held a 4-day orientation for all of our program staff working this summer. It was very well done. There were speakers from across New England who came and chatted with our staff about all things related to programs or camps, as some of them call them. So there was lots of sessions on inclusivity. There was sessions on safety aspects, and how to organize groups of kids and have play games. Our staff did an amazing job putting that together, and I would just like to formally thank them for that. They really put a lot of work and effort into it, and with the start of programs happening in the beginning of July, we're really seeing all of that work come to fruition. We've had a really great start to programs. And we have lots of happy faces. Our staff is out there and overall really energetic, even though the heat is what it is. But they're doing a great job, and we are so proud of them for that. So wanted to chat about that. The next thing is, in a short 3-week span, we'll have Celebrate Burlington upon us, and we are in the throes of that, scheduling staff, looking for volunteers. We are still looking for sponsors. If people are interested and are available, we would love to, chat with you about how you might be able to be part of the day. I guess that's the highlights for Celebrate Burlington. And the final thing I wanted to talk about was as you know, our therapeutic recreation division is offering I Can Swim and I Can Bike this summer, and we're really, really excited about both of those programs to be able to have them here. They are the weeks of August 12th and the 19th, and we are looking for volunteers for that. If people are interested, they can register online through our RecTrack portal, or they can just call the office at this point. To operate those appropriately for the biking week, we need approximately 60 volunteers, and we're not quite there yet. We're maybe a third of the way there, maybe. And for the swimming, we probably need about 20. So if people are interested, it is during the day. It is about a 1-hour time block during the day for a 1-week span. But if people are interested, they could call the office or, as I said, register through our RecTrack portal.
Excellent.
Any discussion?
No.
Just a quick question, how's everything, so the summer program's going, how's the heat been dealing with the kids and everything?
Good. We chat with our directors a lot about the heat and making sure that they are taking water breaks and incorporating water games And our directors are doing an amazing job planning accordingly to make sure that there's breaks during the day and that kids are staying hydrated. So they're doing a great job.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a hot one so far,
It's
so.
been warm.
The mugginess, even the young kids will get tired and stuff,
Yeah.
but that's
Kelly,
good.
for the volunteer opportunities for I Can Bike and I Can Swim,
Yep.
does anybody need any qualifications, or, can it just be anybody who's interested in helping out?
Anyone who's interested in helping out, there is a formal orientation the Sunday before each of those, so October, oh my goodness, August 11th and the 18th accordingly, and you can go and it's about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and you learn about the program, you learn what the expectations are, and how you might be able to help with the program itself. So really anybody at this point. For both of them, however, you do have to be 16 years or older.
Great, that's good to know, thank you.
So when you say the hours, like it could be during the day, like at any hour? Like, if someone
So-
volunteers, or I can do 11 to 12 or something?
Yep. Our programs are broken down, so the biking lessons, for example, are an hour in length. So it could be 12 to 1, it could be 1:30 to 2:30. So they ask for just 1 hour a day, because if you were to volunteer for multiple hours at a time, you'd be exhausted by the end. There's a lot of supporting a child on a bike and running and making sure that you're keeping up. So 1 hour a day for that is what they're looking for.
Okay, that's good to know, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have nothing for chairmans. Subcommittees.
Just quick question, Kelly, on,
Yeah.
so I got, for parks, for Lower Simons, I should have brought it up during Brendan's report, but we need a flag an American flag on Lower Field Simons. They've had a couple tournaments there, and when they go to do the national anthem, there's no flag there. So there's a flag up top, but you can't see it.
Yeah, there used to be one down by Church Lane.
Yeah,
And
so
that little
that's...
triangle there?
Yeah, it's not there.
Okay.
It's almost like the pole got snapped in half. I went by there, and so we got to get a flag there.
Take a look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
That's all I have.
Okay.
good point.
Sorry?
I'm all set, thank you.
Subcommittees, Sculpture Park. There are new sculptures being installed daily, I guess. And the 3 final new sculptures are actually getting delivered and installed tomorrow. So in addition to the pigs, you can go see all the brand new sculptures. So,
Which ones did they get rid of?
oh goodness, I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's a new little guy called Edwin the Dragon, and he's adorable. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited we got him. So
They come from all over the world, you know. Some of them, when I was, yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
it's crazy. It's so cool.
My granddaughter, who's 3 years old, for some reason, she loves pigs. And so I told my wife about the Pigs on Parade that you had mentioned, Madam Chair, at our last meeting. So my wife took her up there, and she had a blast running around. And, my wife said, you're not supposed to be on them. It's hard to tell a 3-year-old you can't climb on. But
What are they made of?
so,
What are they
Oh
made
my
of?
goodness. Again,
not
it's
quite
in my
clear.
notes.
What are they made out
But
of?
they are pretty, they're
they
pretty sturdy.
They look
solid?
pretty sturdy,
They're like
but
80 pounds each.
Oh, okay, so they're
very
pretty
hard to-
solid,
And
yeah.
they're anchored into the ground, so
Yeah.
they can't really
yeah.
topple
Excellent.
over or anything.
So they're great for little kids.
Yeah, the kids
That's
are
good.
enjoying it. My friend's 5-year-old also enjoyed them, so very fun. Any new business?
No,
Any old business?
no.
Okay. Any need for an executive session?
Nope.
Okay. For next meeting, we do have it scheduled for August 26th. Does that still work for you?
It does for me.
Okay.
Yep.
Dave, you all set?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Oops.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
You're older. No, I'm older.
She'll figure it out on the tape.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you.